This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Liar. She was lying about that. Just made it up as she's going along. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Veterans Day to all who served. We've been celebrating it for over 100 years now. I guarantee my brother Terry is marching around this morning in his United States Marine Corps uniform.
And as he should be.
Mm-hmm. As he should be, exactly right. United States Marine, well, I think he's using it for like 5-6 years during the Vietnam era. I know that. It was a long time, but so yeah, happy Veterans Day. I don't know what the hell we'd do without people like you. It's going to be a weird show today because I'm going to say some things on this show today you'd never, ever believe I would say. Here, I'll give you an example of what I'm going to do.
I'm excited.
This is on you two guys.
Okay, now I'm not excited.
You know who I would love to get on the show?
Who's that?
Let's say he's a guy from from New England.
Okay.
He's an older guy. He's been in politics forever. He wears glasses, got gray hair, kind of baldish on top. Not totally bald, but baldish on top. Known as a pretty extreme guy. You don't know who that is yet?
Is it going to be? My guess would be Bernie Sanders, based on
you are correct.
Well, yeah.
What is he doing these days?
I want to get Bernie Sanders on this show if we possibly can. How do we book Bernie Sanders?
Oh, that's a great.
I think you have to mail him a letter in the mail. Does he have? Is he up to date? Just the latest email.
I want to get on this show now for however much longer it lasts or whatever. I would like to get people with opinions like this. Did he come on? He went. I don't remember where he was even on, but I saw him this morning. He was on somewhere. And did he go on raving about how it was fixed or the Republicans suck or this was horrible? He said, look, we have to wake up and understand what we have got to do. And it's Democrats and Republicans. Big business has to get the hell out of our face. And I know that's where they go for all their donations and they make all their money. And well, guess who the biggest one to attack Bernie Sanders was after he said we all need to come together and Democrats need to stop being so severe. Republicans need to stop being so severe. We need to move to the middle. This is from Bernie Sanders, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Okay, if Bernie can figure that out, then we pretty much all can, because nobody was more extreme than Bernie Sanders. Not in a financial way like a lot of them, like about this person I'm about to mention next. Should I give you a hint on who I'm talking about?
Yeah, and also I found a general just email info at Bernie Sanders, so one of his probably lackeys gets it, and hopefully you can pass up the food chain. But we'll reach out to old Bernie.
I love it. I'd love to get him on the show. Look, I grew up a Democrat. I was a Democrat till I was 50 years old. I only changed parties, and I never became a full-time Republican anyway. I got a lot more friends who were. Look, if you live in Minnesota, you're going to have a lot more friends that are Democrats than Republicans. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that's true?
Yeah.
Flat out. But, I mean, it's a situation where I think they need to step up. We need to step. This whole thing for the last, I would say, 20 years, our political system in America, and it always has been somewhat, but it's completely been taken over by the ultra-wealthy. That was the biggest mistake on earth, is moving toward the ultra-wealthy. These people are not like you and me. They have more money than God. They don't have any problems, worries, frets. They don't have any problem falling asleep every night. We cannot let the ultra-wealthy dictate our policy. They have nothing to lose. You know, they want to hold on to their money. We need to get the ultra-wealthy the hell out of our politics. And I don't care if it's Republicans, Democrats, whoever it is. You people just go spend your money and shut the hell up. How about that?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, we just saw an election. I haven't seen the official numbers for how much has been spent, but I bet you it's going to be in the upwards of billions billions of dollars for an election cycle. Mm-hmm. There's got to be, I feel like, some rational discussion we can have as a country about putting like a salary cap on like per state what you can spend, or per election. It's just such a crazy thing that, and obviously you're not buying any votes because that's illegal, but I knew that was
we could have a discussion on that. I think he did. He poked the bear on purpose on that one.
Just feel almost as Tom just starts levitating out of his chair.
Like, ooh, what? That's what Bernie Sanders said on national television this morning. He said basically that big business has purchased the Democratic Party. And I got to agree with him. They got as many Republicans as they want, the Democrats they want. I want my mother's Democratic Party, and I want my cousin, Lamont Dean, who is a detective on the Minneapolis Police Department. I want his Republican Party. They got together, they got along, they loved one another. It was the Democrats and Republicans were so much better back when I was a little, and maybe part of that was being a little kid, I suppose. I don't know, but I do. I want my mother's Democratic Party, and I want Lamont's Republican Party. All of this hatred. Look, I don't want to ever see another candidate running for office that does nothing but badmouth the other person. And both of these people did that this entire election. Yep. They just talked about how horrible Donald was and how horrible Kamala was. I've met Donald Trump. It's not like, I've known him for years, and I suppose I have known him for years, but it's not like we're buddies or anything like that. He's nice, all the rest of it. I've never met Kamala Harris, so I don't know, but why don't we run on policy? I know money is, God, it's the root of all evil. Remember that song, Money, 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 Money? I love that song. It is the root of all evil. They're not making, I know it's biblical, so it sounds like, oh, God, this is phony religion crap. And that's not where mine's coming from. But they are right. Money is the root of all evil. Everybody in this country, it seems, can be purchased. If you give them enough money, they will do whatever you want, which is really sad. So let's stop doing all that. What do you say? Is that fair?
Yes.
Yeah, if your campaign is run on I hate the other guy, then that's probably not a great campaign to run on.
Okay, we got to figure something out quickly because, again, how old are you, Tevin?
I am 32.
32. And AJ, you're what, 14?
Yep. 15 next week.
15 next week.
Learner's permit.
27.
So 27.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got you guys, then you got me on the other end, 73. So basically, the three of us will sit here this morning and blame everything on people who are now 50 years old. What do you think? It's their fault.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That generation, whatever that generation is, terrible.
49, you're fine.
Yep.
You're good.
As soon as I get 49, you're good.
As soon as I see that 5.
Yes.
Ooh,
and once you get to 60, also fine.
Yeah, they were fine.
Just the 50-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this happened because of podcasting and radio. And you say, what do you mean by that? The world has changed so much. Podcasting is not radio, and radio is not podcast. I didn't have an argument, but I had to set somebody straight. Over the weekend, it was talking to me, why don't you do this, why don't you do that, and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I said, I got it, I'm going to get back on, terrestrial radio, because it doesn't mean I don't like this. I do like it a lot. But at this point in my life, my audience is 50 plus, right? Mm-hmm. You guys' audience is probably up to 40. So there's that 40 to 50 thing that really, they do both. But what we got to understand, I've been talking to some of these radio people about this, and they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I mean, not a clue what they're talking about. It's like, that's not how radio works. What? Well, I've been in radio my whole life. You've been a salesman your whole life. That's not radio management. It is always salespeople that become the managers, which I think, and good. I've known a lot of salespeople that I really thought the world of. No question. You got some great salespeople over at Hubbard. I mean, not Bernie, but everybody else.
Everybody else is fine. Bernie's the one guy that I have an issue with. He knows. I tell him every day.
And I tell him every day. So, listeners, I would like to know your opinion on this whole thing as we move on here, because it is a happy Veterans Day to everybody who served. We can never thank you enough. What you did for this country is unbelievable. And many of you gave your lives, and if they're friends of mine, they're listening to us in heaven. Friends of yours, they're listening in hell. Tevin and AJ's buddies. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think I am done arguing any points about anything But I do think it is time for us to get our heads out of our ass, stop focusing so much. I know it's hard to not focus on money. So you get these nice houses and nice cars and you take trips and it's nice to make money. But the fact that everybody's focused on money is causing everything to be about 3 to 4 times more expensive than it used to be. We, the citizens of the United States, have driven up the prices on everything because we kiss ass on our politicians. They couldn't give a rat's ass if there were still telephone booths, you'd probably have to put a $100 bill in there now to make a phone call. You guys don't even know what a phone booth is, do you?
Yeah, that's the thing where it's like the 4 glass walls, and then you go in, and it's usually like a Dark Knight and a murder mystery thing.
Yeah. It pretty much is. It's exactly right.
Quarter, and operator.
Superman changed in there.
Yeah.
I was with a friend one time. He said, "Hey, Tommy, pull over here, man. This is before cell phones. Pull over here, Tommy. I got to make a phone call. This is right there just before you get to Highway 12 on Penn Avenue in the Bryn Mawr district. There used to be a phone booth right there just before you got to the freeway. So we're stopping there and making a call, and I'm in the car, and all of a sudden I see this other guy walk up to the phone booth and start beating on the door of this is like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake. So I put her in park and I get out of the car. I walk over. These guys are battling it out. I'm like, it's a phone call, for Christ's sake. What are you so upset? I'll take 2 more minutes and then you can have it for the rest of my life.
Yep. Yeah. What was it? The 1-800-COLLECT, like the collect call where it's cheap for you or free for you and cheap for them.
Yes.
Or that's how I got a cell phone for the first time, because I needed to call my mom, and she was like, I was like, yeah, Mom, it's free. And she's like, no.
No.
Take a cell phone. And we're just, don't ever call me off a payphone again.
That's a good way to end this conversation for now, because I want to talk about it a lot more. I want to get a lot of people on this show to talk about how we all need to move back toward the center. I don't care if it's Republicans, Democrats, whomever, men, women. And let me ask you a question. So you're going to shave your head to show how much you dislike the election?
I might. I probably won't, but I might.
It's going to take you about 95 years to shave all that shit off, man. You're going to be shaving for about 6 months, I'll tell you that.
No, I haven't seen that. Is that a thing that people are doing?
A lot of women now are shaving their heads. Matter of fact, why don't we do this? We'll take a break, come back, and Tevin, if you can find that story or a story on women shaving their heads now to show how much they hated the election or whatever. I know
Phil has already shaved his head, not for the election reasons, but
I think it wasn't really a choice. He just started losing it, and probably.
Oh my God! There's a shot.
Probably from watching the Vikings all these years, and he's just like, I just got to let it go.
Yeah, Minnesota sports has done a number on those follicles.
Okay, I will talk to you about. I watched the entire game yesterday.
What an ugly affair!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hideous football game.
Oh, terrible!
It was terrible. But we did win. I don't know how the hell we did. That was a game. What was it? It was like 7-3 for about 3.5 quarters. Oh boy, how exciting!
And then our kicker went nuclear.
Yeah, 12-7. Big scoring outburst in the fourth quarter.
I'll hold my opinion until we get. I was about to call Phil a professional, but I just can't do. I can't force myself.
Don't give him too much credit here, Tom.
No, I really can't do it. There's no question about it. All right, we'll be right back. But again, happy Veterans Day. It means the most to all of us, and I hope you do respect your veterans who busted their ass, put their lives on the line for you and me. So please do get that done today. Thank them if you get a chance. It is time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Memory Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. Always a good thing. If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care-focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire of Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally. They are a family-owned local company, conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They are the best staffed memory care facility in the state. Wellshire is a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If your loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please Get in touch with my friends at Welshire. Set up a tour or learn more at welshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towels, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. Looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of My Pillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
It is indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to that. That's my gruff, rumbly voice. What do you think?
You should do movie trailer voice for the Jaguars-Vikings game from yesterday.
I was watching something yesterday. It was a TV show. God, I can't remember what the hell it was, but they said, you know what we got to do? We got to get that guy from that trailer for At Close Range. That was me. It was like, you know how weird it is to watch television? The guy says, hey, they don't say my name, of course, but let's get a hold of that guy. Yeah. I'm like, okay, good luck to you.
At close range, also where Sam Darnold threw 3 of his interceptions at close range from the end zone yesterday.
Okay, Phil, you got me hyperventilating now because
it should have been 4.
It should have been 4. You're right.
Yeah.
He got bailed out by a penalty. Yeah.
I watched the entire game. I did yesterday. It may be the worst football game I've ever seen. It was terrible.
It was so bad. Well, I feel like the rest of the Vikings roster showed up and was ready to just serve it to the Jaguars.
Yep.
The Vikings had, the box score is hilarious. The Vikings had 28 first downs, Jaguars 10. Vikings had 402 total yards, Jaguars 140. Yards per play, 5 yards per play for the Vikings, 3 for the Jaguars. The only guy that didn't get the memo was Sam Darnold yesterday. And listen, he was a journeyman backup, kind of a bust of a number 3 overall pick going into the year. The Vikings and Kevin O'Connell revived him, and he's playing his best football of his life.
Yep.
But you can't take all of the Jets out of Sam Darnold, as we found out yesterday. It's still in there. Once a month, you're going to get ticking time bomb implosion Sam Darnold, and they still won the game despite that, so that's good.
It is a good thing. I just thought of something. The last good quarterback the Jets had was Joe Namath.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
true.
A while ago.
That's disrespectful to Chad Pennington and Ken O'Brien and Doug Flutie. He was a Bill, and Mark Sanchez.
Sanchez, yeah,
fumble guy, yeah.
Mark Sanchez was on the broadcast yesterday. I don't want to judge people's appearances, but it might be time to ditch the man bun if you're Mark Sanchez.
Oh, I hate that so much.
I don't know about the man bun. Well, if I'm a man, now AJ, I know you could be a man bun guy sometimes. So
I try to avoid it in the office because I don't like the way it looks on me. I don't think I have the right face shape for it. Look very sumo wrestler like, but yeah. I mean, Mark, you're on TV, man. What are we doing?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to call in today and demand that AJ stay with the Grizzly Adams look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, AJ's
kind of flannel, man
bun. Until they win a Super Bowl.
Chai latte.
Until they win a what?
Until they win a Super Bowl. Stick with the
Okay, might be a while.
Yeah, you should keep growing your beard and your hair until the Vikings win a Super Bowl.
I saw, wasn't there just like a 90-year-old guy that was doing that for his entire life or something like that?
For a Vikings Super Bowl or for some more
for
noble
Vikings.
cause?
I'm pretty sure there was an older guy that was like, yeah, I've been doing this for the Vikings, and it was a cautionary tale to the other.
A lot of shampoo.
Yeah.
A lot of shampoo.
You're not talking about that guy from like 20 years ago, are you?
I don't know. But maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, but I'm pretty sure somebody was doing that. And I don't think that's a wise thing to be tripping over your beard.
The reason I bring that up is a guy like, it might have been 20, 30 years ago, something like that, a long time ago. He'd show up on national television once a year, and his hair was getting longer and longer and longer. And then when he died, they basically had a bitch of a time because they didn't want to cut his hair, but they had a hard time getting him in the coffin with all that hair because his hair was like 6.5 feet long.
It's always tough when you shut the coffin door and,
well, there's a door on
strand of hair or the whatever,
lid.
the top of the lid of the coffin.
lid.
Yeah.
When
I like the door.
When the pallbearers are tripping over the deceased person's hair,
And
drop the coffin down the steps. Yeah, it's bad.
I found the guy. It was actually from 2013. Emmett Pearson. Vowed to never,
11 years ago.
Yeah, vowed to never shave his head, but he ended up passing away before he could witness
And
it.
his hair was how long? Does it say 6 feet, something like that?
It does not say.
Is there a picture of him?
Yeah, let me see if I can. And his beard not very long, not very long.
Oh, it must be a different guy then. Because this guy's hair was touching the ground.
Oh no, definitely not this guy.
Was he a
How do
Viking
you
fan?
step up to a urinal if that's the case? Do you have to hold your beard in your hand and your?
I think you tuck it into your shirt. So
Your beard?
Yeah, you tuck
Probably.
it in into your shirt. That's the route I would go.
Okay, I have a question. You're talking about stepping up to the urinal. You just gave me a great memory of going to see Stan at Mayslack's. Because every time you went in the men's room at Mayslack's, after having that great roast beef sandwich, you got to pee on ice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
that's how you know a
I
place
should
is
probably
flat.
stop showing these off. Yeah, I better stop showing.
What's the
off
purpose of the ice? Is it to reduce splashing?
Yes.
Is it just to play a fun game of melt the ice cubes?
Well,
Try to
that too.
shoot a hole through one of the ice cubes. Yeah.
What do you
Odor,
mean?
too, because it's melting continuously, so it's always washing it down. So there's
That's
not
true.
like that lingering bathroom odor.
There you go.
Okay.
I made a huge mistake. Do you guys ever meet Stan Mayslack? You know what Stan Mayslack. You know what Mayslack's is.
Been to
right?
Mayslack's, never met Stan Mayslack.
He was a former professional wrestler, very large, muscular guy, and I don't know. I think he was about 110 the last time I saw him, somewhere in there. And I had maybe one beer too many.
Oh boy.
And the guy next to me said something to me, some smart ass thing, and I said, "Why don't you F off?" Only I didn't say F off. All of a sudden, Stan straight up and he goes, "There'll be no more language like that in here." I went, "You got it, Stan."
Returns to peeing on ice cubes awkwardly.
I peed on a little ice cube in my pocket that time. he was a big boy, man. I love Mayslack. To this day, I love it. It's a great. There are so many places like that in Minneapolis, St. Paul, that are just wonderful.
Yeah.
Love it.
I feel like the Northeast bar crawl is a great tour through history. But some of them, I mean, there's been some that have shut down in the last 10 years too. So we need to preserve our classic bars.
What are the good ones that shut down?
What was the one off? Hold on a second. The one off, like as you go up Marshall, whatchamacallit, like the Tiki Bar. Why am I blanking on?
Psycho Susie's.
Psycho Susie shut down.
She shut down. Yeah, Psycho Susie's and Betty Dangers was
Betty Dangers. That's more of a new one, but yeah, the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Good time, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great places like that in the Twin Cities area. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But one thing about, you just said that Northeast pub crawl. When you go on that Northeast pub crawl, do not tell anybody you're from North Minneapolis or you will not be welcome. It's like, you can't come on the pub crawls. Get out.
Only if you're Northy. Only if you look like AJ. If you're flannel and bearded.
Yeah, there you go.
And bun in tow.
Mildly hipster and looking for a 7% alcohol volume beverage. Yeah.
I love that so much. So many great. All these wonderful memories of going to bars and restaurants have been popping in my head. Over at Kramarchik's over there, he's no longer around, but he had like about a 95-year-old car parker.
They just celebrated their 70th year anniversary, I believe, on Friday.
Love Kamarchuk's.
Kamarchuk's is great. But you guys probably are too young to have ever met the car parker because he's, God, I think he was 90 back when I was like 30.
Okay.
So, unless he's about 140 years old, I don't think that's happening. But every time I pulled into that parking lot, every single time he'd look in the door and go, "Oh, Christ, it's you."
Wait, so his job was to park your car at Kamarchuk's?
Yes.
That little valet.
So you'd get out, you'd toss the keys to the car parker, and then we lived in a really trusting society long ago, I feel like, or you just pull up to a deli and toss your keys to some guy named Bob and trust that your car is going to still be there.
And give your car keys to a guy who's like 95 years old.
Right.
That's
drives it into a brick wall.
I love that whole area. What was the name of that movie again? It was Christian Slater, I think, was the star of it. It was shot in that neighborhood.
I thought you were going to say Mighty Ducks 2 because that's where Goldberg's family deli was.
Right, that's exactly right.
Sounds like, what was the name of that classic? Mighty Ducks? No. The sequel to Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks 2.
Mighty Ducks 2. That's exactly. What the hell was in it? Christian Slater was in it, and they shot it all in northeast Minneapolis. It was
Untamed Heart.
Untamed Heart. You ever seen it?
No. Nope. But you can see it on Tubi.
Really good, man. I'm telling. Well, he's a hell of an actor anyway, don't you think?
Yeah, it's got
Whatever happened to him?
Christian Slater, Marissa Tomei, who I recognize, Willie Garson.
Yep.
Yeah, good little cast here going on.
Mo definitely, in one of the greatest scenes in it, he's walking down the street, and he passes, I don't even think it's there anymore, he passes the White Castle right there in northeast Minneapolis. Oh. And what's in the background? A Red Owl grocery store.
Wow.
Do you guys even know what Red Owl is?
No. Vaguely familiar, but old school, yes.
It's true. You notice how we're avoiding talking about a game the Vikings won because it was a horrible game.
Listen, the Vikings brought in an emergency kicker for this game.
Yes.
Because their rookie starting kicker has a quad injury. And John Parker Romo, and now he's telling everyone he's ditched the John. It's just Parker Romo. 4 field goals in that game. Yeah. You know it's an ugly game when in the locker room afterwards, honest to God, this happened in the locker room. The long snapper and the holder each get a game ball. You know it's an ugly game in that game.
Oh, my God.
Kevin O'Connell literally gave the long snapper and the holder game balls for the job they did securing 4 field goals in a Vikings win yesterday.
How about giving some credit to the kicker who made all 4 field goals?
Well, he got one too.
Oh, okay.
I think he got 2.
Or he got 2?
He might have got a couple more. After that performance.
I mean,
he's the only one doing anything.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think our special teams coach needs to get a raise because Vikings kickers are hot right now. Other than the 2 misses because of injury, like we seem to have, knock on wood, corrected the kicking woes that have plagued this franchise.
And you just jinxed it, but that's fine. That's
the end of the.
Never talk about Fight Club. That's the number 1 rule of Fight Club.
Never be happy with this again, ever. It just can't happen. Now, I do like the fact that when we do have these shows and the Vikings did win a game, back in the day it was like, hey, come on, Tom, don't criticize the team. They won. That's all that matters. No, it is not all that matters.
No. Look like you belong in the NFL while
yes.
Like, yes, we're all happy you won, and it's mostly because of Sam Darnold, but we looked hideous at times, only putting up 12 points against the Jaguars.
Well, to that point, and I far be it from me to take one random tweet and blow it up into something bigger here, but I did wake up this morning and scrolled my Twitter timeline, and somebody, and I was critical of, on our postgame show, critical of Sam Darnold because he was unplayably garbage and the only reason why the Vikings didn't win by 3 touchdowns. Yes. And someone said, oh, now you're turning on Sam Darnold, huh?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm observing what's happening in the games and opining on it. So I guess you can label that however you want. But it's not like he's been consistently the same speed limit all the way across. He's going 70. Now he's going 15 in the left lane. I'm criticizing him for that. Yeah.
At one point, I asked if Mullins was ready to go. Like, that's how bad it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, can we get Nick Mullins in the game? Is he even on the roster still?
Oh, yeah. He's the primary backup quarterback.
Our backup. Could we get him in?
Can J.J. McCarthy be out there in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back him up.
Nick Mullins. It sounds like a guy who used to beat the piss out of kids in your neighborhood, doesn't it? God, don't piss off Nick Mullins. He's a tough guy.
He doesn't look like the guy that
No.
beat up on kids in the
He looks like the guy that got beat up by the bullies in the neighborhood, actually.
He sounds like the guy who is the villain in A Christmas Story, like that bully, but he looks like Ralphie.
Yeah. Oh, I love Ralphie.
Yeah. Like, it's polar opposites.
Ralphie works for me. All right, Pally, I know all you ever do is work. But look how this great mood we're in. The Vikings did win. It was a terrible game. The game was terrible, but they won.
Yeah, and I think if we learn nothing else today, it's bring back the car parking guy. Bring back car parking guys at delis in the Twin Cities.
No question about it. He'd be about like 140 right now, so that'd be good.
Yeah, maybe he should have someone doing the driving for him if he's
his nephew or somebody.
Yeah, his great grandson or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's you. Yeah, thanks a lot, pal. I won't even say his name because I do remember his name, but he always being a smart ass to me, matter of fact, that was back in the days when I was doing 6 to 10 at 1500 KSTP. So
stop into the deli for a little early dinner and then swing into the station. Okay.
That's exactly right. No question about it. All right, Palomino, one hell of a job, I thought.
All right. Yeah, I agree. My A game was on full display here today. I'll see you guys Friday to preview Vikings Titans. Should be another epic NFL clash.
I agree. I was wonderful. That works for
Let me know if you want me to sign any autographs after this historic performance by me. Yeah.
I absolutely will. There's no doubt. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you on Friday.
See you guys.
We shall take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes as the plethora of super talented people continues. It's not only, what's his name again? Bill something? Just kidding.
Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming, but what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. And I am a paid endorser.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
I love that. Jim Paul, you pill. You said you're going to be on the show. You got to come on the show one of these days, you lame brain. Should I be talking about advertisers like that? What do you think?
Maybe not. When it's Jim Paul, I think it's okay.
Okay, good. I've known Jim for about 45 years, so I can do it.
Yeah.
Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. Look, there is no shortage of banking options in the Twin Cities. If you're tired of being just a number to your big national bank, be sure to talk to my friends at North American Banking Company. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as other banks, but with the unparalleled service of a community bank. I also like being able to go to any of their 6 Twin Cities locations. They have one in Roseville. That's where Bilski is. 50th in France, that's where I go. See, I don't go where Bilski is. You know that? Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and Maple Grove. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation, 952-925-5608. You guys, I don't know if it's going to happen today because Chris, I saw he was wearing a sport coat and a tie. Does he have like a court appearance or something today, or is he going to be on?
Dapper.
Oh, there he is. I guess he's on.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, we have a special Veterans Day special coming up at 9, and I want to look,
presentable.
Like yeah.
Anybody in your family ever served in like the Vietnam era or World War II or any of that kind of stuff?
Grandfather, Korea, uncle served in the Gulf War a couple times actually. So
real. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So we all know someone who had a stake in this game. No question. It is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day to everybody who saved our ass.
You want me to run down some nice freebies for veterans today?
No, run down other personnel in radio and television. Run them down.
Well, I won't
this
run them
guy
down.
Sucks.
Come on. So this is nice. Veterans, they get a little extra, little something at lunch or breakfast or something today. Hy-Vee is doing a free buffet for a breakfast buffet at all of its locations. So that's a big deal. And this is nice. Veterans and active duty military will also get 15% off their groceries at Hy-Vee. They show their military ID. That's a hell of a deal given the price of groceries these days.
I'm jealous.
There's a place in Egan called the Mason Jar, which is giving a breakfast or an entree all day today for vets. 21 different choices for the vets, including, tell me which one of these sound best for you guys.
Okay.
Pot roast.
Are we going to run through all 21 options?
I'm not.
I'm out.
Thanks for asking, AJ.
No, do that. And then at the very end, I'll go, okay, that'll do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. To the rest of the show, I mean. Anyway, go ahead.
Butternut squash ravioli.
Oh.
No thanks.
What?
You like that, Tom?
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's got to be a nice butter sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
Not really a squash guy myself, but I hear people really like it.
There's a bunch of lame. Let me have a Spam sandwich. That'd be good.
That's
I knew it.
More like it.
I got nothing against Spam.
Or bison Swedish meatballs.
What?
Now we're talking.
No, I can't do bison.
Really?
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. I feel like it's cannibalism after
you can't
going.
eat it. No. Yeah, of course you can. I got it.
Why can't you eat
have one as a pet or something?
No, because I went to NDSU. Go bison. They can't eat a bison.
I don't care.
I knew, Tevin.
Chris is aware. What, AJ? What is St. Cloud? The Huskies? You gonna eat a husky?
Well, no.
Exactly.
That's
Same thing.
That's a dog. That's a wolf. You think Texas Longhorn? They just don't eat cows down there?
Not bovines.
Oh, not bovines. Listen to him.
Yeah, because that's what the Texas is a bovine.
God.
I don't know. It's a cow.
How about it? Now, what's the name of the team? Because we just drove through there 2 days ago. What's the name of the team at Pekin, Illinois again?
I don't know what they are now.
Bring this up.
You know what's weird about that, though? We're driving down the freeway, and I look up, and it's like 11 miles to Pekin, Illinois, and I'm like, every time I see that, I think of that. Who made the decision to do what they did? And then we won't even say what they did.
No, you don't stop there. You just take a little peek in, and then you keep going.
Pekin.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot. Anyway, let me get out of your way here. What?
You're good.
What's next?
Veterans also get into the Minnesota Zoo for free today.
Oh, that's good.
What
What is
like
it, about
that.
20 degrees? Or,
It's not bad. Hey, it's not that bad here, Tom.
No, I'll tell you what. I looked at the weather. The weather's been great.
I mean, it could be. It's not. There's no snow in the forecast. As these things go, we'll take it.
In the 50s all week.
Right?
Yeah.
40s and 50s. What else did I going to tell you? There's some Veterans Day parades today. St. Cloud has one at 11. Maple Grove has one at 11. And then there's a big story this weekend. At least 6 St. Paul police officers are on administrative leave. They shot and killed a guy who's believed to be a suspect in a murder. It happened this weekend, Saturday. We're expecting to learn more about it, like very soon, like within the next hour or so, I think. So that'll be something to keep tabs on today. But it sounds like the person was known and wanted, and yeah, we'll find out more later.
Is he the one that wiped out his whole family?
No,
because that was a different guy.
That was up in Duluth.
I was going to say, is that that's not the same guy in Duluth that where like 2 kids in 2 different houses were found dead with?
No, that was last week.
That's a lot of murder to keep straight.
Well, he killed himself, so he took, that he will never probably really know what that went on there. I've heard all kinds of I read some stuff over the weekend about, and I'm not even going to say it because I don't know that it's true, but that it was politically motivated. The guy was having a hard time with how the election went down. I've not seen that anywhere, but I have admittedly not read through like the complete police reports from the Duluth Police Department. So,
what's so great about that, and I got to be very honest with you, because we talk about once in a while how we grew up a lot differently, and my father was mentally ill, was institutionalized and all that. But you can sit around and whine about that, but my last words are always, but you know what? At least he didn't kill me, right? At least he didn't shoot me, so that's good. No, I'm tortured for the rest of my life being in radio for 55 years. But, other than that,
you're surrounding yourself with a good, stable group of people, obviously, in that industry. So,
where are they? I see 3 people, but I don't see any of those kind of people.
Yeah.
Next.
You got the joke, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Great to be here. All right. Any other big news we should know about? Because I know you've got a job to do, sir.
I do. What else was I going to tell you guys?
Your hair looks good, man. What do you got in there? Brill cream?
No. Same old stuff. I don't know. It looks different because I've got the tie on today, and I'm not going to be doing that for your show. So
that's true. That is very true.
Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. Everything else sucks. So,
can we get somebody to do that on the national news? Everything sucks today. Don't even watch this.
Sorry, I didn't mean that. Everything's great.
I just want to see what is one of those guys. I don't even know those guys' names. I never watch the national news anymore. I can't deal with it.
You got your Lester Holt. You got your
Lester
Holt. Muir. You got your Nora O'Donnell, but I think she's leaving. I'm not sure who's going to take over for that. So those.
Where's she going?
I don't know.
She too commie or something?
She'd announced this well before anything had gone on in the world, so I'm not really sure.
All right.
Maybe she'd already made enough money to decide it was time to not work anymore.
Do you hear why we're trying to invite on the show? Because I saw him on TV last night, and I agree with him for the first time in my life. Bernie Sanders.
Yeah?
Bernie Sanders said, and he said it very clearly, this is all about money grubbing, and it's got to stop in both parties.
Well, you're not wrong, but that's always been Bernie's bitch, right? Like, yeah. I mean, he's been given to take Sanders for what he is. He's been very consistent in his messaging, at least from what I've seen over the last years, and he's been pretty vocal the last few days about all this and how things played out. And there's going to be all kinds of, there'll be, I don't know if they'll say they'll be writing books about it, but they will be writing books about how this election went down and what the Democrats were not able to pull off and whatnot.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird deal, but we got to stop letting the very, very wealthy in this country control everything by giving money to politicians. It's got to stop. And you can give a certain amount. You can give $500 per person. How about that? You can't give them billions of dollars like you did.
That's got so much depth to it, right? When you start going back and tracing every single project and every single thing, and it's
Should we get Kamala Harris on the show?
Doesn't mean we should accept it, right? Like, it'd be nice if somebody could, say they're going to take away corruption and actually do it. But I think that's it's a pretty tall task.
It's a pipe dream.
Got to try, right?
You got to try.
When you're asking corrupt people essentially to take down themselves, it's
well, that's the people who are lining their pockets. Yes, that is where it gets a wee bit complicated, Tevin.
Yep.
God, I mean, it's both parties. Both parties need to come together. We've had enough. We just have. It's like, everybody's just losing their. Why didn't you shave your head like all those women are doing now because Kamala lost? Why didn't you shave your head, Chris?
Yeah, I think I was pretty clear before the election that, in my opinion, I didn't feel like the world was going to tilt over one way or the other, depending on who won.
Right.
But, you know, that's all I'm going to say about that.
Boy, look at the time. It's time for Chris to hit the road. All right, Pally, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Hope you had a good
Nice
weekend.
To see you as well. You look really cute today, by the way.
You too.
See you later. Channel 5's Chris Egert is brought to you by Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation to 952-925-5608. Well, he did look pretty snazzy, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He's all, what do they say? What's the old, like, gussied up? That was
what a word. What a word.
No, because I don't work with professionals, I have to ask this question. You ready?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is Sandy up next, or is it in the one after that?
Sandy is up next.
I thought so, but I just, that was my speculation. But one thing that's really nice, though, at least look at this. It does say Sansevere Monday, so that's good. That's a good thing. We shall take a break. What was that?
I was going to say, I can see Bob. It looks like he's either about to or just got back from the bowling lane.
Bowling?
Like nice little bowling shirt on.
Yeah,
I mean, bowling shirt.
It's a very small picture, but it looks like he. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a pun for being out east, like the long alley. I don't know. Like, what's a bowling pun that we could do for New
like
Jersey?
Alley cat. I don't know.
Does he give the Fred Flintstone of the Italians? Is that the idea?
He's currently rushing to go change during the break.
No, he's gonna own it. He's gonna own it, and then he's gonna.
Oh, somebody's sneaking up on me. Nana, what are you doing?
Getting the vacuum.
Are you getting the? Ooh, she's gonna vacuum. Now we're talking. She just started. Ooh.
Just constantly cleaning up after Tom.
Oh, did you hear that one, Catherine?
What?
Devin just said she's constantly cleaning up after Tom.
It's true.
Good to see you, honey. Don't you have to leave now?
Hey, Kevin started it.
That's exactly right. Devin started it. So, Catherine, the guys want to know how your trip went down here.
Long.
30 hours?
It was long and arduous.
Ooh, arduous.
Yes.
It's great.
She's doing. Bye. She holds up a weapon. Goodbye.
Got a mess.
Okay, the door is closed. Like I say, honest to God, every day. I hope guys really do understand. What?
Just the second the doors goes. Okay, now
slam.
I
can.
Okay. Let me get into it now, fellas.
I can talk all the shit I want because she closed the door. I am one of those guys every day. I just wake up and I go, why the hell this woman stays with me? I'll never understand. But it's proof to me there is a God, I guess. Is that a good way to put it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Keeps you humble.
It does. That's my one hope for everybody. They meet someone they love as much as I love my wife. I don't care who the hell you fall in love with, but I hope you do. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Being in love's a great thing, man. It's been, like 44 hours now, I think. Thank you very much. Anyway, so we already took a break, didn't we? Or do we have to? Oh, no, we have to take a break.
We got to go to break.
I'm trying to delay Sandy as long as I can, but I guess I just can't. I can't hold him off anymore.
He's inevitable.
Mm-hmm. He is inevitable. Bob Sansevere Sports is up next.
Mike Lindell of MyPillow employees want to thank all our listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some of you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towel sets, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. You're looking for a good night's sleep, take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of MyPillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com.
Go get farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You certainly are, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. Sandy.
Yes, sir.
Did you see what this cruise ship company is doing?
No, but I'm guessing it's related to the election.
Yes, it is.
All right.
You ready?
And only women with shaved heads can come on?
We already talked about that. Why would you shave your head because somebody got elected? Who cares?
Well, and it gets worse, Tom, because I found an article about the lady that first, or I guess is kind of getting credited with starting the trend, which the trend is based off of a South Korea protest where women were treated poorly. And so it's like the 4B movement is what they call it. But this lady goes, F being skinny, F being hot, F being all the things the patriarch wants us to be. She goes, stop dating men, stop having sex with men, stop talking to men, divorce your husbands, leave your boyfriends, leave them all.
So it's everybody's fault but mine. That's what she's saying, basically.
It's like, divorce your, I get it. You don't like the person that won, and it's not great for women to have Donald Trump potentially be president. But like divorce your husbands, I think, is a little extreme for your political candidate not winning.
Devin, there have been some great videos up since the election, but one of my favorites is the woman who got whacked with the ugly stick saying, what do I need to do to be less appealing to men? Don't do a thing, honey.
Oh,
You're there right now.
What do I have to do to be less appealing to men? She actually said that.
Yeah, they basically think if because this goes back to what was it, Greek times, where the women were Roman times. They banded together and decided they were not going to have sex with their men if they went to war again.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they're going to pull something like that. My God, maybe if you had a better candidate, it wouldn't be so bad. You would have won.
Well, I mean, that's the whole deal. Look, I've seen some people on the national news. I'm really, really happy with the way they're stepping. Bob, we invited Bernie Sanders to be on the show because he's being rational for once.
Yeah, he's logical.
He's logical. I'd love to have him on. I agree with him on this 100%. We need to stop kissing ass on the billionaires because that's what our politicians do. They kiss ass for money, and then we pay the price for it.
Now, again, it's not something that I fact-checked, but I have seen it several times. Kamala Harris had more billionaires funding her than Trump did. Yes, Elon Musk was one of his guys.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people with a lot of money who were funding Kamala Harris, who, according to reports, is in like a $200 million deficit. She overspent the money she had.
Well, I love the fact I'm being endorsed by blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you had to give her $5 million to endorse you, but other than that.
And is Oprah in trouble? Because she came off cheap. Reports she only needed $1 million to do it.
This is a woman that's worth $2 billion, and a friend asks her for a favor, and you still have to give her $1 million. Look, if that's not proof that our system, our Democrats and Republicans both need to get their head out of their ass and move toward the middle. $1 million. You're already worth $2 billion, but you still need that million more to help your buddy. Jesus.
I will say, though, it has given us some great entertainment. I've become a huge fan of The View now.
I bet you have. Well, she's starting her own deal now. What's Whoopi got going again? She's starting her own corporation of some kind. I saw an ad for it this morning, as a matter of fact. Oh, what the hell is it again? I can't remember. Well, she's starting a company, or she already has started a company, but I can't remember what the name of it is.
I think she restarted the
All Women Sports Network.
Oh,
yeah, the All Women Sports Network. That's exactly right.
I thought she was restarting the thing from the Little Rascals, the He-Man Women Haters Club. Or
That'd be a good call. That'd be a good call.
It's interesting out there. And I saw one that was, what did this one say? That because Barack Obama was all over the place with both Hillary Clinton and with Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he got paid. But the meme was something like that Obama has done more harm to women than Trump.
Well, see, there you go. No, I'm serious. We need both of these outfits to move to the middle. You're both way too nuts, way over. And it's all about you making money. And we're sick to death of it, and we don't want to hear it anymore.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's disgusting. Oh, everything you say is for money. You don't believe one damn thing you say you believe in. It's all about do, re, mi.
And, well, that and the power. Because the power,
yes.
that is a big part of it. Yeah.
Money is power. Absolutely. Unfortunately, how come I don't know any rich people that want to pay me $5 million to show up on stage and go, hey, how you doing? And then leave.
Yeah, to lose.
Yeah, to lose. You lose anyway.
I'll take that check.
I don't know, man. So we got to take it from all three of you. You have to admit that Kamala Harris would have been a very pretty president.
Probably our best looking president we've had to date.
I would think so.
I would think so. Yeah.
Well, if you shaved off Benjamin Harrison's beard, they say he was quite a looker.
Wait, what? Benjamin Harrison? Okay. I'll keep my eyes open on that one. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just, it's time for people to step up and take control of this country again, because money controls everything.
To finish I would go into the first percentile. She probably, in terms of attractive politicians, she's got to be top 5 or top 10, right?
Of being attractive?
Yeah.
I don't know who else it would be. That she's probably the most attractive. Who else you got?
Well, Tulsi Gabbard's not bad looking.
Oh no, Tulsi Gabbard's a very pretty woman. You're absolutely
and there's
right.
And the governor in South Dakota.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not too shabby.
What's her name again? Christy Nome.
Yeah, and there's a few congresswomen who are not too bad either.
How about
not
handsome
that
men?
matters.
Well, how about handsome men? You got any handsome men for us?
Well, the guy that was always well coiffed was the Mormon.
Coiffed? The Mormon?
Yeah, what's his name? You know who I'm talking. He ran for president. That guy.
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. Come on, he was Massachusetts governor. How could I'm drawing a blank on his freaking name, and I could see him.
We're all drawing a blank on his name.
How is this possible?
No idea who thought. You know what? I don't pay a lot.
He ran against Obama.
Who
Not
you got,
John
Devin?
McCain.
Romney?
Mitt Romney. Yes. He was a good-looking fella. Is a good-looking fella.
Is he Mormon?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wait.
Everybody just freezes
I'm getting
up.
Dumbfounded looks.
I know. It's great.
Mitt Romney, that's who you're going with, is good looking.
He was a good, well coiffed, is what I said.
I guess.
I just don't know what well coiffed is.
His hair was impeccable.
Hey, you didn't say impeccable. That's good.
Who said that?
RFK. He probably. I mean, if you're
JFK,
JFK,
yeah, JFK.
One of the K's.
If you're having an affair type thing with Marilyn Monroe, you can't be that bad looking, eh?
Okay, she got around.
That was both of them, RFK and JFK.
Okay, Joe DiMaggio did not get better looking because he slept with Marilyn Monroe.
You know what I loved about Joe DiMaggio? I never got to meet him. I did talk to him once, many, many, many years ago. But, he used to carry a sack around with him wherever he went, and in that sack was money. He wouldn't put his money in a bank.
Oh,
he
I
wouldn't
thought
do it.
When he did an appearance, he collected the money and put it in the sack.
Well, I think that's I wonder how many taxes he dodged doing that.
There's a lot of Mr. Coffee money he got. I know that.
No, that's very, very. Can you imagine? Hey, let's see that paycheck. What pay? I didn't get a paycheck for that. I just did it as a favor. Took cash.
An honorarium.
Honorariums. There you go. But yeah, we're just moving ahead with the world, and I think I'm hoping that cooler heads prevail, and we maybe could get back together. And it's not going to happen, Bob.
Do you really think it will?
I hope to God it. Bernie Sanders made a lot of sense on the news this morning. I know when I was watching that, he did. He made a lot of sense.
I think, you know what? Because maybe we haven't paid as close attention to him. He probably has made sense all along.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
They just muzzled him.
Yeah. Wasn't he the free college guy? Like free college for everybody?
Could be right. That could be right.
Yeah, and I think that kind of distracted everybody.
Well, was it him or was it Elizabeth Warren?
Well, he's very much anti billionaire guy.
Yeah.
Which frankly I agree with, but that's neither here nor there. I know in 2016 he was kind of pushed aside by the Democratic Party to have Clinton run, which I don't know if he wins that election, but I think maybe makes a better candidate than Hillary would have.
All right, I have a question for you. Okay, AJ.
Yeah.
You do realize that you work for billionaires, so if you're anti-billionaire, it might hurt you.
Are you saying you're anti-Hubbard?
No, the ones that pay my checks are just fine. It's the other ones.
Let me just say, I've always been pro-billionaire and pro-Hubbard. It's like the Saturday Night Live. Did you see that skit?
The greatest.
What
Which
they
one?
did? The one that's Saturday night.
You mean the one they're showing everybody?
I guess. Where they're basically saying they're all, they love him and they think they're big fans of his. After they point out his foibles.
No question about it. That show's gotten better this year, hasn't it?
They better get better. When you have an election to work with, you better be off the charts good.
Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point. That show has not been funny in 30 years, but other than that.
Yeah,
it feels like since the Will Ferrell kind of days, and maybe even a little bit before then.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. It's not funny. I mean, it was never a really funny show. Like I said, they lost me with the Coneheads. As soon as the Coneheads showed up, and I love Dan Aykroyd as a person. I've spent a lot of time with him in the studio and all the rest of it. But
you've been out for a while.
That is the worst bit I have ever. And then we're going to throw rings on your Conehead. It's like, oh Jesus, really?
The Bumblebees wasn't exactly.
Well, that's true. The Bumblebees, yes. I do miss John. But why did they bury John Belushi in Martha's Vineyard? He wasn't from anywhere near there. He's from Illinois.
I didn't realize he was buried there.
I think he's buried is he buried in Nantucket? I saw his grave, but I was like, what? What the hell's he doing here? He's from Chicago.
Well, there once was a gal from Nantucket.
That's true.
Do they know this, either one of those? I bet they don't.
Not.
What's that?
See, they don't.
Come on, Bob.
No, I'm not going to do it. Not on this, because it's on your airwaves. You can. Think what Nantucket might rhyme with.
Bucket?
That's
it.
Yes.
Well, it looks like John Belushi was his grave was moved to Nantucket to protect it from tourists and fans.
Really, they had to protect it.
The move was made in 1983 without public notice or official comment.
Really, they couldn't leave it where it was in Chicago?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It's a nice looking grave, though. I mean, Nantucket is beautiful. You guys ever been there?
No.
Nope.
Holy Christ, is it nice? No doubt about it. Everybody's pretty calm out there, too.
It's an island, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You have to fly to get in.
Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, all that stuff. And then, everybody has to stand on the bridge where Ted Kennedy's girlfriend drove off the bridge and died. Everybody's thinking, well, is this where? Yeah, Chappaquiddick, exactly. All right, Sandy, what else you got, Pally?
Well, we should mention your Vikings. I know you want to avoid that as much as possible.
Oh.
Tom, you know what? I've been covering this team since the mid-'80s. Since Jerry Burns became coach, doesn't matter the year, doesn't matter the decade, the millennium, doesn't matter the coach. They play to the level of the competition.
They do.
That's a problem. And I also think Sam Darnold yesterday became the Jets version of himself. And that's a bad thing. And your coach, Kevin O'Connell, I hear some people, and I'm starting to wonder maybe he should just be the head coach and not call the plays, because that play to Naylor, that it was the dopiest thing they could have called. Just punch the ball in, just get it in, run it in, or short passes. It's just brutal. And then the night game, it looked like, hey, as bad as they played, they may wind up with the same record as the Lions, but the Lions, that's a resilient team. Down 15, 5 interceptions by Jared Goff, and it didn't matter. They still found a way to win. And the Vikings did win. Feels like a loss. They did win, but they beat a putrid team.
Yes.
Without scoring a touchdown.
Well, it's a good thing this kicker can kick. This kid they brought in.
So, yeah, that was a nice move, wasn't it? That worked out very well, actually.
Yeah. But it's alarming if you're a Vikings fan, you are not real fond of your quarterback, not real crazy for a lot of people with O'Connell, and the defense did play better, but I don't know. None of this, they're not getting better. They may have peaked the first few weeks of the season, and that's a problem.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What, they're 7-0, or excuse me, they're 7-2.
7-2, yep.
So, I mean, obviously 7-2, you got to be real happy about that. But the last few games, they have not been very good.
But they should plow teams. Like they should do a number on Tennessee. Chicago, that team is in a tailspin. Mm-hmm. They should destroy them. I mean, they really could go through the season with 3, maybe 4 losses. The only games that look like they could be tough the rest of the way, well, all right, the Packers could be, you got the Falcons, and you got the Lions to close it out.
Right.
So, I mean, if you lost the 5 games, you're still 12-5.
Right.
Yeah, and the Cardinals, too, are a little bit scary just because Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. have been playing so well.
Right. That's a good point. But still, they're going to wind up winning. I mean, you would hope that that they don't lose all of those games, because that means they're losing to all the teams with winning records.
Yeah, and last I checked, when you get to the playoffs, those are the teams you have to beat to get to where you want to go. So that's
a good check
for us.
Good move. Absolutely right. Once you get to playoffs, you need to play off.
Because do any of you think that they can win the division?
No, but just because the Lions, I think, are playing so well. Like, I think we'll be in a position where if they do end up slipping up, we could take it, but I don't see them slipping up much the rest of the way out.
No, because you're going to play them in the final game of the season, and if the Lions needed that game, they're at home, right?
Right.
That's going to be tough. And this team is just, I mean, there's so many weapons, and as bad as Jared Goff played, they still beat a really good Houston team.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot better. They're missing receivers, but their defense is playing a lot better.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And Dan Campbell seems like a coach that, like, they could have it in the bag, nothing to play for. But if it means that the Vikings can just like have another loss, they're going to try.
Yes.
He's going to try to run up. It was like, I think 2 weeks ago, just didn't try any extra points, just only 2-point conversions.
Yeah. Throwing it to linemen up like 30 points against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Just he has hate in his heart for the other teams, and he's going to do whatever he can to make them lose.
Yep.
I worry about him, though, when you see him, because he's always so red-faced, and it looks like he's not going to make it to the next play.
God, what do you think his blood pressure's at, Bob?
Well, I'm pretty sure he has like 3 cappuccinos to start his day or something. Like, he's one of the coaches that have like a weird diet of like, I'm just here for football. And like you're saying, AJ, has hate in his heart for everybody wearing a different colored uniform.
God.
Well, I hope that the guy takes care of himself and is being checked out, because he does look like he's intense.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. He starts his day every day with 2 venti black iced coffees from Starbucks with 2 shots of espresso.
Do you like those too, Tom?
Hey. Well, I gave up drinking caffeinated soda, so now I have a couple of cups of coffee in the morning. You can get pretty jacked on a cup of coffee, man.
Oh, no. I have never felt that I was jacked by, caffeinated or soft drinks, but coffee, it's like, and I'm not a big coffee drinker.
No, I've never been a big coffee drinker, but I just started drinking coffee again, and Catherine makes a hell of a good pot of coffee. That's all I have to say.
Makes a good cup of Joe.
A cup of Joe. That's exactly right.
Where'd that
all
come
right,
from?
Pally.
All right, we'll talk Friday.
Cup of Joe. That sounds like something the Bowery Boys came up with or something. A cup of Joe.
I have no idea what it is.
All right, Pally, we'll talk to you again. What day? You're on some other day this week,
Friday.
aren't you?
I think Friday. Yeah,
I
the
think
end of
it's
the week.
Friday.
You start the week, you end the week with me.
With BS.
Yeah,
Call Bookmark Bob for a reason. Bookend
The
Bob.
bookend Bob. There we go.
Bookend
I like
Bob.
it. And by the way, this is not a Kegler shirt.
Are you sure?
What?
They have no idea what a Kegler is. Look, these kids today.
Kegler
To be honest with you, Bob, looking at you don't know this, but other than the thing over your right shoulder, you look like you're in black and white. Doesn't he?
I am in black and white.
No, but I'm just saying, there's a little color over your right shoulder, and everything else is gray.
Including my pallor.
Yes, including your attitude. That's exactly right. All right, Sandy, we'll talk to you on Friday, pal.
All right, see ya.
Thank you, sir. Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyer seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That's MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. We'll take a break, be right back, check on some headlines, see what's happening in the world right after this.
I'm talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, business owners have had to deal with a lot over the last few years, haven't they?
They sure have, Tommy. We pride ourselves on being able to help our customers with the challenges they face.
Our business bankers are experts and are always ready to help our customers capitalize on opportunities and solve problems.
Loan decisions come quickly because they're made here in the Twin Cities and not shipped out of state like at some of the national banks in town.
This allows our customers to expand their businesses with confidence, knowing that they have our team of experts in their corner.
Okay, so now you give me this big thing at the end. Way to go.
Well, you are the professional.
Oh, I forgot.
Look, I know Brad and Mike, and I trust them with my banking. They've personally delivered on everything they've just said, so why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank all our listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some of you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towel sets, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. You're looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of MyPillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long, so order now. Just go to MyPillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings 8 to 9:30 or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at TomBarnardShow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know damn right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. Did you know that it's National Metal Day today?
There we go. Metal?
Metal, as in like metal that we would build something with, or metal like rock music day?
Well, let's see, since it's National Metal Day, November 11th, here's comedian Jim Brewer, a true fan of hard rock. So, I mean, yeah, it must be metal rock, I guess. But I don't want to click on this because if I click on it and something goes wrong, I'll be blamed forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't know I like Jim Brewer. He's pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, I've worked with. He's come through the House of Comedy once or twice when I was there, but yeah, National Metal Day. Just rock your faces off today, people.
I love it. I'm going to be doing that on the drive over. And Tom, I know you were asking before the break about the Cup of Joe. Why is it called that?
Yes.
Apparently, it's close to the start of World War I. There was many young men entering the service where in 1914, Secretary of the Navy Joe Daniels banned alcohol from U.S. Navy ships.
Oh.
So on the ship, some of the strongest beverages that a lot of these young guys were going to be able to find was just a cup of coffee, which after Joseph Daniels, Joe, it's a cup of Joe, because it was kind of like an ingest type of thing. Like you took away our booze. So now we got a cup of Joe here.
And why did he take away the booze? Did he give a reason for it?
I don't know exactly. I mean, I'm sure just in part because it's military stuff.
Yeah, can't have everybody
sauced
drunk.
up on the ship.
Well, it works in radio.
That's true.
Yeah, but you're not trying to go like save the world potentially on a drop of a hat.
1000.
There was a guy, he's no longer with us, unfortunately. As a matter of fact, died on the air. And I don't want to say his name because he was a really good guy, and he's really good. He worked out in the East Coast, won't even say where. But it was a big town. It was a big city on the East Coast. And I sat in studio with him one time, this is many years ago, finished a quart of booze during the morning show.
Oh, boy.
Every day.
Now that's a cup of Joe.
That would be a cup of Joe right there. He drank a quart of booze a day. And then when he went home, who knows what he did then?
That was just his morning. That was his morning breakfast.
Right.
It was breakfast time. I guess. But I also had a friend that his father loved pancakes, never put syrup on them. Put the
Just
old,
dry?
what was it called? No. He would put, it wasn't Windsor Canadian, it was some other booze. He put booze on his pancakes.
Like a whiskey? Like a Canadian?
Yeah, like whiskey. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And I'm like 12 years old, and he goes, Tommy, you got to try this. I'm like, what?
Sir, you have a problem.
Yeah, you might have a drinking problem.
Yeah, can we have a serious talk?
Have you guys seen this story? Or sorry, Tom, would you had?
No problem.
Have you guys seen this story out of Wisconsin about the guy that faked his death?
No.
In a kayaking accident to get away from his wife and 3 kids, and now it's in Europe.
Okay. Is his name Bob Barnard?
Yeah. no.
Was it my dad?
No, it was not. Nope, was not your dad. I can confirm. Yeah, he took out a $375,000 life insurance policy on himself, switched over his passports and everything, faked his kayaking accident in Wisconsin in something called Green Lake, I believe.
Okay.
But then 2 days later, because people are smart and can track, all the moves he made before he died.
It's not 1930.
They found out that he was talking with a woman in Uzbekistan, and now they believe he's in Europe, just living off this $375,000 life insurance policy.
And she's giving it up?
Yeah, and the sheriff came out and was like, "Hey, if you see this article, sir, we know you're over there. Please contact your wife and kids." What are you doing?
His name is Bob Bernard, you said?
Something. His last name looks like is Borgwart.
Borgwart.
That if my last name was Bernard, I would change it to that. So
yeah,
to Borgwart.
This might be your dad.
It could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Borgwart in the morning. Holy cow! What do you think?
Yeah, Ryan Borgwart.
Ryan Borg RB.
No,
you're making that up.
Nope.
Because my father's initials were RB.
This
Robert
might
Bernard.
be.
It might be my dad. I'm telling you.
Dad just living it up in Europe.
Crack case.
He'd be 104 years old, but that's happened before.
Takes care of himself.
I hear they like him old in Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
I like that old schwanz. All right, we got to take a break. Be right back.
Kristen
On
Bird.
that note, Kristen Bird. KB. There's an RB and a KB and a KB2, and she is up next.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultants, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you talk to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast. And I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. You sure you want to join this garbage?
What's going on?
Nothing. We're just having a lot of fun today. That's that's all I'm saying.
I was listening to your last segment, and the missing husband, he's actually alive story reminded me of Olivia Newton-John. Her boyfriend, this is going back, I think 2004, 2005, somewhere around there, went missing. He disappeared like off of a boat. And then it turned out he showed up in 2016 living in Mexico with the new girlfriend.
Really?
Yep. And Olivia Newton-John for years thought that he was dead.
How do you leave Olivia Newton-John for anybody? She was beautiful. And we had her on the show. She couldn't have been nicer.
I know, the sweetest. The
Very
sweetest. Yeah.
hell's
I think he
wrong
was
with
having
him?
financial issues and things like that. And just, faked his own death and then turned up in Mexico with a new girlfriend.
Don't say that too loud. Catherine's going to want me to do that now. Hey, Tom, why don't you fake your own death? Yeah, thanks, Kristen. I got a big day ahead of me. Olivia Newton-John, like I said, could not be prettier, more talented, nicer, a great person. Why would you screw that up?
I don't know. And rest in peace to her, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
That was sad. She had cancer for years.
Yep. No question. She was Australian?
She was Australian.
I thought so, yeah. I remember.
And so sweet. The one thing I love is that her friendship with John Travolta started like the minute they started filming on that Grease set and lasted their entire lives.
Well, it's kind of like you and me being friends. Our friendship has lasted our entire lives that we've known each other. You know what I mean?
But we've never met in person.
But never met in person. It's so weird. I got to get out there again. I just got to come out and go. Is the Capitol Tower still open?
Yeah, it's open. I mean, it's an office building, so it's not there for tourists. But
So
if you know
Capitol's
someone
not
who
there
works
anymore.
there.
There's no Capitol offices in there anymore, I wouldn't think.
Oh, no, the offices, it still runs as an office building.
But I mean, is Capitol Records still there?
Capitol Records, I don't know about that. But
that I have no idea.
Just
Are there
consider
any-
the Capitol Records building. There's still a recording
Right.
studio in there, so it is used somehow as a recording studio.
Well, you've been in there before, haven't you?
I have not been in the building itself.
You
I've
gotta
been
go.
outside of it.
That recording studio has the original microphones of like Bing Crosby in it.
Frank Sinatra recorded My
Yes.
Way there.
Yep, that's exactly right. That's walking in that studio, you go like, I thought I had some talent, but I guess I don't. You just get this overwhelming feeling of how talented these people really were. It's amazing. My favorite though, Heart, came and visited. They were on, I can't remember what label they were on, but they came on Capitol for like one album, and they came and had a meeting, and I happened to be in the building during the meeting, and one of them, she was a little heavier than the other one. You know that what I'm talking about? One of the sisters was a little heavier.
Yeah,
than the other
Nancy and Nancy Wilson is one half of Heart.
Nancy Wilson and Fred Flintstone, is that who it was?
I don't know who the other half of Heart is.
But the greatest thing is, she goes, I want to tell all you guys, we're just sitting there. I'm tell all you guys that I've started a diet. I'm going to drop about 30, 35 pounds. It's going to be the greatest. And we're like, oh, that's great. And we're happy for you. I'm sitting there. It was on the 8th floor of the Capitol Tower. I look out the window. Her limousine pulled into Burger King, which I think at the time might not have been diet friendly.
Burger King used to be just down the street from Capitol Records too.
That's what I'm saying. Oh,
Yeah, it's no longer there, unfortunately.
Oh, it's not there anymore?
No. So
Oh.
the Burger King was right across the street from what became Hollywood and Highland, which still exists,
Yeah.
and that's where the Oscars are. But somewhere, I want to say somewhere around maybe 2008, somewhere around there, they knocked down the Burger King and they built an apartment building.
My Burger King, I never went there, but I watch people go in there all the time looking out the 8th floor window.
We do not have many Burger Kings out in California. That was an interesting thing when I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. They are pretty rare. They're hard to find.
That was a Minnesota company at the beginning, wasn't it? I think Burger King came out of Minnesota first. I think, but I'm not sure about that. I haven't been to a drive-through burger place in a long time.
We go to In-N-Out Burger here.
Oh,
so
In-N-Out
that's
is good.
In-N-Out's
very
good.
Matter of fact, it's funny you say that because I got on an elevator yesterday and a guy was wearing an In-N-Out T-shirt. I'm like, hey. You've been
They
going
sell
to
a lot of merch In-N-Out. It's you
yeah.
go into the lobby and they've got like a whole showcase of merch and people buy it. I don't know if I would wear an In-N-Out shirt, but it's
Yeah.
got some street cred, I think. So
There was one in Vegas that I first found out about In-N-Out because he used to go out there and do shows all the time. And there was an In-N-Out there. That's how I first heard of In-N-Out Burger.
they've moved. They've slowly started to move across the country. I know Texas has a bunch, and I feel like they're opening somewhere on the East Coast, but they do have to, they're very particular about it because they source their own meat. They're not just randomly buying
Right.
from a supplier. So that's why they haven't franchised all across the US. And people will argue that it's not the best burger, but I will say at least it's a fresh burger. And I think that's the one thing that makes it really good.
I don't know, for a fast food, it's if it's not the best, it's right up there. No question.
Definitely. I like it a lot. And people hate the fries, but I'm like, listen, if you need a burger and fries, it hits the spot. It's not expensive. The employees are always so nice. They've been paid like really high paying hourly rates for years, and people stay with the company. They'll start in high school and all of a sudden they're a franchise, or they don't franchise, but all of a sudden they're like running that location. So people are very loyal to the family.
It's funny. I had a kid I grew up with, and he would go to like Burger King for a hamburger and then drive across the street to McDonald's for the French fries.
I could see that.
He separated them up. Yeah, I suppose you could see that.
I did that recently. We have a place called Habit Burger out here, which is very delicious, but they recently switched from Coke to Pepsi. And I was like, oh, that's not happening. So I got my fries and burger and then went just across the parking lot to Panda Express to get my Coke.
You know what's really weird about that? I love regular Coke and Diet Pepsi. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but Diet Coke I don't drink anything Diet, but Diet Coke to me has a very chemical taste to it.
It does. You're
where
right.
I think Diet Pepsi is a little bit sweeter. So it would mimic, I would think, more of a regular soda flavor.
Especially the wild cherry Diet Pepsi, man.
The ones you like to spill on your pants.
The ones I like to spill right in my crotch. It looks like I peed for a week. You know, I almost did that again the next day, or about 4 days later.
Yeah, he was trying to explain to somebody what happened, and then it got a little dicey here.
Oh no!
Live reenactment of this.
Maybe we need to give him like a sippy cup. Like I always have a sippy cup because I always worry about spilling things.
One of those,
on my computer.
Ones.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to the old folks' home. Is that the plan?
Well, I don't know. I'm drinking out of a sippy cup, so.
What movie is that in when that old guy looks up and goes, I want a piece of bread? Oh, it was, what? I can see the guy. It was, I can't remember the name of it. That was a great movie. I'll think of the name of it. We're gonna count on you to talk to us about entertainment, and maybe I'll come out by the end. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I'll start with probably the hottest topic of what happened to Kevin Costner's character on Yellowstone last night.
God.
I just want to say, if you haven't watched it and you're watching it tonight, this is probably time to just mute for a minute or two.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Dun, dun. We need like spoiler alert music. But I will say that I really think that the feud between Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan drove the narrative of what happened. Now, they killed off John Dutton, but they killed him off right away. So this is not like we're dragging it out all season as to what happened to John Dutton.
Right.
You get right to the point in the first few moments of the show. You see someone who like looks like could be John Dutton / Kevin Costner, but it's very clear that they're just like, we killed you off. Bye.
Yeah. So it's like a
Like the
fade from black and then just gunshot. And then now let's get on with the rest of the
Opening
show.
title, Yellowstone, and then it's like written by whatever you just heard gunshot.
So clear, and you know, of course, they're spinning it like we want to deal with the emotional fallout with all the characters and how they carry on without John Dutton. But let's be honest, that was a well played out feud in the press. And Taylor Sheridan's like, "You're not coming back? I got you."
I have a question for you because these are two very talented men. Kevin Costner used to come on the Q all the time in the morning, did the morning show. Just the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. You know, telling stories about, what was the name of that movie he shot in South Dakota?
Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves. I'm driving along South Dakota, and there's a farm, and there's a horse standing in the farmyard, and about 20 feet from the horse, there's a big billboard that says, "The only horse in South Dakota that never appeared in Dances with Wolves."
That's great.
I love that kind of stuff. Guy's all pissed off because they didn't use his horse.
That's good inside baseball humor. I like that.
It really is. It's wonderful.
Hello, sir.
Oh, we've got Michael Bryan out. We're working on his camera here, so he'll be up on the screen in a second.
We don't need him up on the screen. Forget it. Yeah, okay, we'll get it done.
How are you today, Kristen?
Hello.
So, question for you: how in the hell does anybody see the new Wells or the new Yellowstone?
Paramount Plus.
Well, apparently, they're not playing it the day after. They played it live last night, and then they're not going to play it anywhere else. Is what I'm seeing, but I don't know.
That's because they want you to subscribe because all the streamers are trying to make money.
Ended up watching the last one of first half last night, and I want to see it. I want to see how it is.
My guess is that they're going to hold it so to encourage subscriptions on Paramount Plus, and then maybe they'll drive it like toward the summer and release it then. That's what they like to do. They like to make you wait or pay. So if you can't wait, you got to get that subscription up and running.
I'll have to fly down to Tom's and go see it.
Yeah,
Tom has everything.
Yeah, Tom, send your login information.
Or actually, do you have a key to his house in Minnesota? Because I'm sure he has everything running there.
Oh, that's how it's going to go.
Tom, when you get back, all your snacks are eaten and
everything's gone.
Tom is singularly propping up the entertainment industry. Everything's falling apart here. So
yeah, it's my job. Well, I tell you one thing. Last night, do you have Utes? Snacks and stuff. UTZ.
Ute.
I always called it Utz. And I think it's out of that was out of Pennsylvania originally.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the pretzels and stuff.
Well, it's
I call it
interesting.
Utz in my head, but it's not out here in the West Coast.
It's not.
No.
Oh, okay.
I know it from my
so
time in the
Utes,
East Coast.
Utz, whatever it is, but I do know this. I bought some of my favorite, and it's interesting that AJ brought up the first half of it. My favorite Utes thing is peanut butter filled pretzels. Little pretzel bites.
Yeah, those are.
How can you gag at that? It's absolutely delicious. Kristen Burt's a big baby.
I hate peanut butter. Like I hate mayo, I hate peanut butter. And
what?
I know it is so un-American. I can't smell it. I can't be in the vicinity of peanut butter. It makes me like do the gag reflex thing. I don't know what it is because I'm not allergic to peanuts.
So you can't eat Reese's cups?
I can wait. So here's the crazy thing. I can eat a Reese's cup because it's like fake peanut butter. But when it comes to like a jar of Jif, I can't even smell it or be around it. I literally start to like.
I think we need to reevaluate your role.
I know.
Yeah, we should. It's time to get rid of her.
This is wrong. This is un-American.
How about?
I do not like peanut butter and jelly. Just get it away from me.
But how about peanut butter and banana sandwich gonna
No.
get me through the night?
No bananas, no fluff nutter.
Oh, no bananas either.
You can't eat a Crustable?
Oh, I like peanut butter. I mean peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter. I like bananas, but it has to be a green banana.
But you can't eat a Crustable?
Oh, an uncrustable.
No.
An Uncrustable, yeah. Oh my
I
God.
wouldn't eat an Uncrustable. No.
There's a stat about Uncrustables where like the NFL eats like 3 billion Uncrustables every year. Like it's
Yeah, and then they narrowed it down to like which team eats the most and which team eats the least, which I think is amazing.
I want to know what position eats the most. I bet you.
it's the offensive
linesman. Yeah, linesman by far.
Oh God.
But that makes sense though. Like a quick carb hit at halftime totally makes sense to me.
But you think 100 would be, that's a little bit more than a quick hit.
We got some people stuffing them into their bag for the ride home. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be taking them home too. I mean, not those, but if there are free snacks on a table, I'm like, this granola bar looks good for later.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
That's one of the great perks of Hollywood. You know, there's always a crafty table.
You're the first person I've ever met that does not like peanut butter.
That's not, my father doesn't like peanut butter,
Peanut
so it is
allergy
genetic.
people.
And
No
you know, it's
allergy,
weird because I can eat peanuts, but I have some sort of weird, like, I cannot even be around. It's like if there's like a peanut butter knife in the sink, I can't even wash it off because I will start to like. Do I eat Cracker Jacks?
Yeah.
I don't really eat them, but I mean, I would, if it was offered to me, I would eat it.
Like if
'Cause
I
that's
snuck-
caramel and peanuts.
if I made some sort of dessert and I snuck peanut butter in there, would you be able to tell?
Yes, I can. My sense of smell, I can smell things a mile away. Like I can tell my husband will walk in the door and I'm like, you had bacon for breakfast.
That's Catherine too.
How did you know that? He can't get away with much between like my memory and my sense of smell. That's it.
He's just in the car, like shamefully eating peanut butter and bacon, and then like rinsing his mouth out with mouthwash.
He
before
doesn't.
eating it.
Bill doesn't eat peanut butter either, so I don't have to worry about that. However,
That you know.
Yeah.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't like it, so we don't even have any in the house. But he does like mayo, and he hides it behind other things in the fridge because I cannot look at mayo.
You know
in a
what?
jar.
You and I now have something in common. I cannot stand mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise is disgusting.
Ish. I mean, I'll put
It's
a
like
little on.
Food critic of the show.
gelatinous, like jiggly, bland-looking blob of like. ugh.
What a big baby.
But mustard, if you give me an array of mustards, I'm all in.
I don't like ketchup though. I like mustard, but not ketchup.
Not even
Too
with your
sweet.
fries.
It's too sweet.
But what if you do
if
like
I
the
find a what?
Organic without sugar in it.
Yeah, then I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's too much sugar in the other ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in ketchup, but there's a lot of organic brands now without sugar. Same with like pasta sauce. Some pasta sauces have too much sugar, and you can
No, it's the
taste
difference.
sweet.
Yeah, the sweet ones versus the acidic ones. Yeah, that's a big
Yeah,
difference.
I like the Rayo's. Rayo's is really good.
Rayo's is really good. And now, who bought Rayo's, by the way? Somebody
Campbell's.
bought the Campbell's. Oh, I hope they don't screw it up.
That's everyone's big fear because you know these brands that people love. A Siete, I know a lot of people like the Siete brand of like tortillas and chips and things like that. That recently got bought out. I'm not sure by whom, but you know these all natural organic brands. You know, all of a sudden big companies buy them and they start making it a little cheaper, and then all of a sudden sugar gets in there or some random type of ingredient that you don't want in your food.
So, did you watch Ted Lasso?
Yes.
So, did it get you? Did you get you sick every time you had the peanut butter jar?
I'm okay like watching it from afar as long as I don't smell it, because that's my issue with it. It's the smell of fake peanut butter, which I consider like the Jif or what are other brands of, but
Skippy.
if you went Skippy,
yeah.
So, but if you went and like grabbed a bag of peanuts, and some grocery stores I think still have it where you can grind your own peanuts, that doesn't bug me. That to me smells like fresh and aromatic. So there's something in the fake peanut butter that I can't smell that makes me sick. I wish I knew.
You own a food company and you call it. I asked my mother when I was about 3, I think, why would you name your peanut butter Skippy? I mean, why don't you just skip it? That's what like Skippy means. Well, don't even buy this.
Or is it Skippy like a, Skippy
I
means
haven't
kind of
even thought of it
happy?
that way. I've never thought of it that way.
Like skipped my loo.
Yeah, Skippy means happy, I think.
Yeah.
Skippy means happy?
Yeah. He's Skippy. Like, he's like, oh, he's in a good mood. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I've never heard
Skippy
that.
down.
So you never knew any Skippies growing up?
Not in my neighborhood. You didn't have any Skippies.
Oh, we had Rhode Island. We had some Skippies.
I was going to say that is, you did. Of course you did, because it's very New England. I went to high schools with crickets and kikis, like very New England names. Yeah. Very old school blue blood names. Skippy would be one of those too.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't Skippy in Animal House or one of the comedies? Wasn't there a Skippy in that?
There's got to be.
Yeah, I think
I
there
feel
was.
like there's like a Skippy in like a Leave It
Or
to
at
Beaver
least a
type
Skippy.
of show, but not Leave It to Beaver.
All right, we'll close this segment and this show today by going around the room. We'll start with Tevin and then go to AJ, then Michael, and then you, Kristen Burt. Okay. I just forgot what I wanted to do even.
Amazing. I
got
love
too
this.
involved in the whole situation.
Amazing.
No, I'm just thinking of all the stuff that people like and don't like, and I just okay. Do you have one thing that you like that nobody else likes?
Oh, that I like that nobody else likes.
I got one. I got one.
Tom Barnard. Yeah, that's exactly right.
If it's a food, I've got one.
Same here.
Okay. Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Tevin's dropping the ball.
I have to. I don't know. Not that comes to my.
I'll
top of the
go
head.
first. You think about it,
Yeah,
Tevin.
go ahead.
There you go.
I know I'm not the only one that likes these, but I know I'm in a vast minority. I really enjoy like coconut and almond joys.
I'm good with that.
That's good. I'm
I
good.
like almond joys, and a
I
lot of people
accept.
hate that texture for whatever reason.
I like to drink pickle juice right out of the jar.
Yeah,
Thank
a lot
you
of
very much.
a lot of people do that for hangovers.
And I'm not. I barely drink, so that would not be for my hangover. But I am obsessed with vinegar. So I will, if it's a very vinegar salad dressing, I'd rather just like drink that. I mean, it's disgusting, and I do it until my stomach hurts because it's so much acid.
I would say for me would be liver and onions. I really like liver and onions.
Liver and onions.
Yep. Mhm.
That
Really?
Yeah, I love liver and onions. Always have.
This is not 1912, sir. The recession is over.
Well, you're sure? Okay, who said they like coconut?
I do.
AJ.
I just found something yesterday and bought it. You have got to try this.
What do you have? What do you have?
Oh, are those coconut rolls?
Oh my, they're coconut chips.
Oh,
chocolate on top of the.
Yes, it is.
That
Oh
looks
my
delicious.
God, these things. What's it called? Craze?
Craze. I'm all in.
That
You
sounds
got
good.
it. Seriously, I should eat one just to show you how.
Did you get them
delicious
at
it
like
is.
a Whole Foods or a Sprouts?
I got it at. God, I always get confused because it's Lunds and Byerly's in Minnesota, and it's what the hell's the name of the place?
What's it called? Apex or what?
Publix?
Publix.
Publix.
Yeah.
There you go, with an X.
Have you been to the croissant shop yet?
Maybe.
No.
You mean Louique?
Oh my God, that's a great place.
You guys, honest to God, have got to come down here someday. And we've got to go to Louique because we're leaving. And my grandkids are giving me a hug and a kiss. And it's like, we'll miss you, Bop Bop. But you have to remember, the next time I see you, we'll go to Louique.
Oh, I love that. You have like a place in Florida.
Fawny had she's big into dance and all that, and she had a recital in Orlando, Florida last year. So I figured, you know what, I'll be nice. Catherine's going to go up and watch it. I had to work, but Catherine's going to go up and watch her up there. So I sent along 18 different kinds of Louique things.
Pastries.
Took them 2 days to eat all 18 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Between the three of them?
Between
or did they
two
share
of
it with
them.
friends?
Yeah.
Just the 8-year-old and the 6-year-old.
Yeah.
They
Fawn
ate it
and I-
all.
Right, and it would have been one day, but the parents stepped in. probably.
Oh, yeah.
If Fawn and I went to Louique's together, they better be ready.
Here's the great story. And you know what? This is a great way to finish the show because it is Veterans Day.
Oh, yep.
And even though he was not a United States veteran, the guy who owns Louique was a French guy.
Yeah.
And he was the French, what the hell they call it? It's like the
Foreign Legion.
Green Beret, I guess, of France. This guy had severe head injuries. You could never tell. I mean, he got his ass handed to him. And to see a guy who took that kind of a beating and then came back and opened up this brilliant business. I mean, seriously, every person, I've never taken one person that said, "Oh, it's okay." They all go off the deep end. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love a good pastry. Never one to turn them down. I was like, give me
We're gonna
pan au
put
chocolat, and I'm
butter
like,
all over it.
Yeah, peanut butter on your Louis.
No, pan au chocolat would be like melted in the middle, and or an apple like tartine or something.
Love it. Love it. I'm going to have during the break a little coconut or 8. All right, Kristen, what will we do without you? You make the show by hating things like peanut butter. It makes
I'm
the
gonna
show
get
much-
messages. I already know I'm gonna get like mayo and peanut butter messages in my DMs later today. People are gonna be like, "How can you not like peanut butter?"
Well, it's a human show. This is not a fake show. The people are real on this show. And if you don't like peanut butter, that's your business.
That is my business, and there'd be no peanut butter in my house.
See, just how it. Now, did your husband used to like peanut butter, but he's honoring you?
No, he's never liked peanut butter because he will not honor my mayo wish, which is not to bring it in the house, and he hides it behind like other condiments.
You got to make good choices. You know, I bet he gave up mayo. He said, "I'll take the mayo over the peanut butter." But
what about like just random sauces that are mayo-based sauces?
Oh, like a peanut sauce or something? I don't like
Yeah.
a peanut sauce, like in Thai food. No,
Okay.
it's too peanut buttery for me. So,
What do you eat, like sticks and twigs? What do you eat?
I eat everything. I'm like, I eat everything except for mayo, peanut butter, tuna fish in a can.
You don't like tuna fish?
Not tuna fish in a can. I'll eat a tuna
Yeah,
steak.
the canned tuna fish is not very good.
Egg salad, of course, because I don't eat any eggs.
What?
Did I say coffee yet? I don't eat eggs.
Coffee?
I don't like eggs.
I don't like eggs either.
Jeez.
Those are probably my 5 foods that I don't like.
I bet you by
Mayo.
tomorrow there'll be 15 more.
Yeah.
No, those are the 5 major ones.
Mhm.
The ones
Give me
that I
the
just
finger.
won't touch.
She went like this. Those are the 5 things that I. Oh, wait a minute.
I didn't
Okay, now
give
I
you
got
the
it.
finger. I can give you the finger, but I will not give you the finger.
Like that. All right.
I'll give you
Matter of
jazz
fact,
hands.
The family show's now half over, so we probably better get going. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Kristen.
See y'all tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Kristen Bird, Entertainment News, brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. God, I love that woman. She just comes on the show and I hate peanut butter. She doesn't care what anyone else thinks.
No.
I love her. She's wonderful. Yeah, I've never met her in person.
We got to figure that out. We got to get you guys in the same room at some point.
Well, then I did move as far as I possibly could away from her. But other than that,
California, I'm moving to Florida.
All right, any closing words I should know about?
What Tevin never came up with anything that he likes that nobody else does.
I was thinking about it. I'm not like a very out there.
I took the Tom Barnard already.
Yeah, and that was. I will let you take that shot at him.
Wait, what?
Kind of like Suits. Not a lot of people like that.
You see, like one show, and now I'm the Suits guy.
All right, I'm going to close the show today by telling Michael Bryant something that it might come to shock you. But I watched some television yesterday, and I'm sick to death of the extreme politics in America, and that has to do with Republicans and Democrats. They're both way too far right and way too far left. We invited somebody on the show, haven't heard back from him yet, but I hope he does respond, because he was on national TV this morning, and I couldn't have agreed more with everything the man said. Who would that man be?
Let's see. That you're saying would shock me. So it's got to be a Democrat.
It is a Democrat.
Okay. Is he currently in office?
Yes.
Okay. Is he
Just got
currently in a
reelected.
Minnesota office?
Nope.
Oh, he's not. Okay. So somebody nationally that is not in Minnesota. Joaquin Jeffries.
Nope.
Okay.
He's from your old neighborhood.
From my
And
old
he was
neighborhood, from Rhode
relevant-
Island.
He was more relevant,
Not
like
Bobby
4
Kennedy.
years ago.
No, not Bobby Kennedy.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say your neighbor, your area of the United States. Well, kind of your neighborhood, though.
Trying to think. Somebody from Massachusetts then.
No, no, see, that's what I'm
nope.
saying. A little
New
further
York.
north. Further north,
Further north, New Hampshire.
maybe. Should I tell you who it is before time
Yes.
runs out?
Yes.
Bernie Sanders.
Oh, Bernie Sanders. You should have said yes to New Hampshire then.
Yeah, I should have said yes.
Yeah, that would have narrowed it down to Bernie Sanders. You agreed
Yeah,
with
that's
everything with him. Huh, interesting.
I just like the fact, and he's 100% correct. I am sick to death of this being all about money. He talked about it on the national news this morning, and it's the Republicans, it's the Democrats. I would like to get back to the old Democratic Party that my mother loved. I'd like to get back to the old Republican Party that my cousin, who was a detective on the Minneapolis Police Department, Lamont Dean, loved. They were good parties. Lamont and my mother got along. They loved one another because they were cousins and all the rest of it. She was a Democrat, he was a Republican, and never had an argument ever. We got to get back to those times, don't you think? Get away from all the mean, pain in the ass people like
That's been going on a
AJ
long
and
time, though. Remember, they used to shoot each other.
What do you mean used to?
They haven't shot each
You didn't
other.
watch the news this morning?
Yeah, now you only shoot your kids, apparently.
I'm talking about people on Congress used to shoot each other. you
Yeah,
know?
they did. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I just I'm taking it as a good sign because I have never seen Bernie Sanders before. Not at least say one thing. I thought he was nuts for saying I agree with the guy 100% in his appearances he made over the weekend, and I hope America gets back to those days when everybody's not a flaming political asshole.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Tell Andy to just go home. We've burnt up all the time. All right. That's going to do it for this show. We'll talk to you on the family show probably in about, I would say 5 minutes, not 10 minutes. We'll go 5 minutes, right?
Yep.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.